Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor, and I'm here with three of my friends that are all hand lettering experts. And I'm so excited because we are bringing these three ladies to Dallas, Texas, to our event at this summer in July. And I wanted to introduce you guys to these ladies and kind of let them have a chance to tell you a little bit about themselves and what they're going to be teaching. So first, we'll start with you, Miss Casey Hope. I think she may have to hop off before the end of this live. She's picking a kiddo up at school. So Casey, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and what you're going to be bringing to Southern Adornments Live.
Yeah, so I'm Casey Hope. I own Pizzazz Art Studio. We have taught kids and adults for almost 15 years now, both in our studio and in the online space. And about 4 years ago, we started our hand lettering membership, and we love just teaching hand lettering, not just as an art form, which it totally is, but a way to just kind of add peace and play into your everyday. And so I'm super excited to be joining these ladies at Tamara's event. And Tamara, are you wanting us to tell the project, or are we keeping that a secret?
Well, we have kind of spilled the beans a little bit by putting little teasers on the sales page. So if you're curious right now what all we are going to be teaching at the event, we have little teaser pictures next to each presenter's photo. So you can go and read more about what they're going to teach. But we won't go into the full specifics of it, but they know that they're doing hand lettering on acrylic with you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're just teaching you some fun little basic things, and you will have you'll have an instant takeaway of something with hand lettering at the event. So we're looking forward to it.
Okay. And then next up, Miss Jennifer Radin from Canvas Sign Designs. If you'll tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Jennifer with Canvas Sign Designs. I've had my business since 2014 and just paint door hangers, and I did paint parties for years. Until COVID kind of put a stop to that, and I kind of just pivoted a little bit. I've also been teaching hand lettering classes for, like 4 years now, maybe. And I have a painting and sign lettering membership, and I have a couple of online courses, but I just love hand lettering. But I guess hand lettering on signs is probably my specialty.
Yeah. And then Miss Christy, tell me how to say your last name, because I say it about 5 different ways and I'm like, I'm not sure which one's exactly right.
Here's a great way to remember. Darty, party Darty. Christy Darty likes to party.
I like that. I always say Tamara Camera.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Christy Darty, and I am so excited about the event. I live only a couple hours away, so this is really fun that I can drive down the road. And my daughter lives there too, so I get to see her. But I teach hand lettering, and I love teaching it with the iPad. That's my favorite that's just my favorite, I guess you call it a medium. But I'm also a washi tape designer. And so I have lettering memberships, but I have a subscription for washi tape that I design using hand lettering and doodling. And so I have a sneak peek of what I'm going to do. I'll just barely show it. Okay. Because I was designing it last night, and I'm excited about it because I just did it. But we're doing Happy Mail. So fun Happy Mail.
I love that. And I love washi tape. I don't use it very often, but I don't play with paper crafts like I used to. But I love any form of stickers. And so that's just another fun way to use the stickers. And so I didn't even know you could design your own washi tape. That's fascinating.
Yeah, fun.
Okay. So all of these ladies, all 3 of you have memberships, right? Where you teach some form of hand lettering. I want to point out that you guys may or may not be in their memberships, but each of them have their own memberships where they teach hand lettering. And so having all 3 of these ladies at our event is a huge benefit to you, because it's like you get the best of all 3. You get to try the teaching styles of all 3 of these ladies. And after this event, who knows, you may be like, I really love Jennifer's style or Casey's style or Christy's style. And you may end up wanting to join one of their memberships because you really enjoyed the lesson. And so when you're learning in person with something like this, how would you guys say it's different than like the virtual?
Well, for me, it's the connections that you make. Like the people I don't know, crafters, like we all have the same mind, and you have this like instant connection, And so just being there together is exciting because you can't wait to do crafts together.
And also in the in-person space, we still teach in person. We've got our in-person studio and online, so we do both all the time. And there is the added benefit of just being able to grab a teacher and say, show me how to do this. Like, let me see your hand in front of me doing this one problem that I have. So that's definitely an added benefit of the in-person events compared to the online space.
I agree.
Yes, I would agree with that. Just being able to like watch what somebody's doing with their hand and just, being able to kind of correct them, in person if they're having problems with stuff is very important. And I definitely think the connection is just, you just can't get the same connection online that you can get in person. You just can't.
Exactly.
I feel like you're being pampered because you come in and all the stuff's there for you and you just feel like this is my day.
I mean,
is
just
so
like
true.
what the best weekend, just to be able to craft with your friends all weekend. Like that's just like a vacation,
Especially since all of us teach some form of crafting, to be able to go to something like this and to have all the things laid out for you. You don't have to figure out the project.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else is guiding you through the entire lesson. Sometimes it's so nice to just be the student.
And almost just be able, like you said, to sample like the different, because I do hand lettering, but I don't, I just hand lettered on acrylic for the first time the other day. And it was really, it's very different. So I'm excited to see, like, to watch Casey teach that. And I'm going to learn some, stuff about hand lettering that I didn't know.
Yeah, and Casey touched a little bit on this, but the act of having somebody there with you, I'm thinking of like people who struggle with being left-handed or shaky hands or, just mobility issues and stuff like that. Or maybe they just don't like their style of lettering. Like maybe they hate the way they write the letter H. If you've got somebody with you right in the moment, they can be like, well, try it this way. Or have you thought about doing this? And those little tweaks can make all the difference in your confidence on these projects.
And I love, we teach lettering like the basics, but I love that they're going to learn how to do it, like make it purposeful, where they're actually going to make Happy Mail, where they're going to be able to send somebody, make a sign, do an acrylic sign, so many fun different ways to use it. Because sometimes we're like, what am I going to do once I learn how?
Yeah. And everything that you make at the Southern Adornments live show, you get to take home. So just a tip, bring an extra suitcase because you're going to fill it up with projects, swag that we give you, and all the things that you buy like at the vendor booths and stuff. Benny over in the comments is asking, she said, will you be going live for the event? So when we are at the event, we will be live streaming all of these workshops into a private Facebook group. So if you're not able to attend, there is a virtual ticket option. And we will be sending out supply lists for all of those projects in advance so that you can make sure and have on hand whatever you want to do for whichever workshop you want to participate live in. So I would like to ask each of you, what do you like about going to events like this? Oh, wait, we already kind of talked about that. So let me put a spin on that. What have you missed over the last 2 years about going to events because of COVID? What do you miss about them?
I think some people are forgetting what they missed because it's been so long. And then once you get in the room, you're like, oh, I've been missing this so much. For us, we just having our meetups with our club members, we weren't able to do that for a while, and we've got one plan coming up. And the first time we did that after COVID, you just heard everybody like, oh, it's so nice, oh, it's so nice, just to laugh. Like you might laugh by yourself and you're home online, but when you're across from each other and somebody says something and then you get tickled and you're not even being able to breathe, like those are the kind of things that only happen in the real life space, in that physical space. And I think that some of us have gotten used to not going and being, and you almost have forgotten what you missed until you get back in it and you just, we are made for community. We are 100% made for community. I read the verse this morning. We were just talking about church, but let us not forget, meeting together as some people have done. And that was really just encouraging you within the church space of getting around other people. But this is the same with this space too. Let us not quit meeting together because we were made for community.
Church is exactly what I was thinking about when you were talking about that. We all got so used to watching church virtually. And I think there's a lot of people right now who are still doing that, and they've forgotten what they're missing out on. And I know now that now that I'm back in services, I enjoy so much the singing and the being together, and the 15 or 20 minutes we spend after church mingling and talking. And the same applies to this event. It's not so much, I mean, yes, we talk a lot about the crafts and what you're going to learn, but it is way more about the moments in between. The time when you're sitting at breakfast together or lunch, or you're laughing and grabbing a coffee together. Those are the moments that you're going to take away from this, more so than even the lessons.
Well, and I was going to say, how many people online have made connections but you've never met in person? It's going to be so fun to see them in person. So y'all need to grab your friends and go to the event together so you can meet up.
That's a great point. A lot of people have talked about being afraid to travel to this alone. Find somebody who will meet you there, or ride with you, road trip it together, or find somebody who will share a hotel room with you. That's just going to enhance the enjoyment of this whole experience. And I'm excited to meet Jennifer in person. I've met Casey and Christy before, but Jennifer and I have never actually met in person. We discovered one another on TikTok, of all places.
Well, isn't that how all of us met? Period. We all met online at some point before, and then before meeting in real life. And so,
but we probably wouldn't be collaborating in this way had we not met in person, though.
True.
And one of the main reasons I asked Jennifer, she was like, "Hey, I'm in Texas," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so she said she was in Texas. I was like, "You'd be perfect to come teach at the event." And so, yeah, the collaborations and the connections that you can make. I was talking about earlier today about finding your crafting bestie or your business bestie. You know, if you're doing this alone, you need somebody like that you feel like this deep connection with on like a business level or a crafting level that you can find those at live events. So
another thought, did I just cut somebody off?
No.
Okay. So another thought about, just about, I lost my train of thought.
We're talking about crafting besties, business besties.
About just setting the time. I so often hear people say, I would love to do that, I just don't have time. I would love to do that, I don't have time. Well, when you set the time aside on a retreat or a weekend like this, your time is already blocked. You're not going to get, the kid running in needing to be fed. You're not going to get the dog needing to be taken out. All the things that happen in real life that kind of take away our time from doing the things that we know we should be doing or that fill us. Just by blocking off that time and being somewhere else that's not home and work, it creates that space.
You come back rejuvenated, like a new person, like ready to take on the world.
Yep.
Nicer to your family.
I think it's so good just to like Casey said, just to remove yourself from your house and go somewhere where that's all you can focus on, or all you need. That's all that's there to focus on. Because I think as moms, we tend to, I try to tell my husband all the time, like, there's like 50 thoughts going through my head at all times. Like I'm thinking about even if I'm in the office on a call, like I'm hearing what's going on out there. I'm thinking about it. Like, as women, we don't really shut our brains off. So like taking yourself and removing yourself from your work and, the house and all the things that need to be done, and just being in a space where you're just there to do that, I think is amazing. Like I said, that's just like a vacation on its own, and just so needed to just kind of take yourself away and just have that relaxation and give your mind that creative, break, not creative break from the world to be creative.
It's like it recharges you, like Christy was saying. Like we just need that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the moms and maybe grandmas watching feel like they maybe feel guilty spoiling themselves in this way. This feels like a self-indulgence, because you think, well, I could use that money to take my family on a vacation. And so what would you say to somebody like that? Because I know personally, and I said this on my live earlier today, I don't want my daughter Charlie to grow up knowing her mom never went and did anything for herself, because then that's the normal that she sees. And when she becomes a mom, she will then carry on that continued guilt of doing anything for herself. I want her to see that her mom goes on beach trips with friends and goes to crafting retreats and does things to recharge herself. And so I want her to have that permission already when she goes into being a mom herself. But do y'all have anything to add?
I just think it's cool because they're going to learn so many skills at the event. They can go back and teach that to their kids or grandkids, you know?
Great point.
And they're just better. You're a better everything, a better mama, a better wife, a better grandma when you have taken just a little bit of time for yourself. It goes back to like what they say on the airplane, like put your oxygen mask on first before doing others, because you need that to be your best self. This whole thing is going to be an awesome craft art retreat, but it's so much more than just that. Like the purpose is not just to create great art. The purpose is so much bigger than that. What we've touched on here: connections, relationships, refueling yourself. And that's I don't think I understand feeling guilty, but I don't think anybody needs to feel guilty for that, because it just turns you into the best version of you.
True.
Amen.
I agree. I think that, you know, again, as women, like we just, you know, once you become a mom, you just feel guilty about everything all the time forever. Like it just doesn't go away. So I just think, like, if you're not going to be feeling guilty about going on this, then you're going to be at home feeling guilty about something else. Like we can spend all of our time just constantly feeling guilty, and that time goes by, and once it's gone, it's gone. Like you can't get that back. So I think that this is very important to, you know, just focus on, you know, doing something for yourself occasionally. It makes you a better mom. It makes you a better wife, you know, better, you know, crafter, whatever, you know, but it's like, you can sit and feel guilty all the time. That's not ever going to go away. Like, it doesn't matter what the situation, like as women, like I feel like we're just going to feel guilty for one reason or another, no matter, you know, if the time isn't right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's just life. Like if you don't do things that you enjoy, you know, occasionally, then that time's just going to go by, and you're going to spend all your time sitting around feeling guilty. And, you know, I don't know about y'all, but like my husband doesn't feel guilty. My kids don't feel guilty. Like it's just like in our heads, you know, it's just,
they go on these hunting trips. They go on these week-long hunting trips. They don't feel guilty about that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel guilty working in my office at home when I'm working, and that's what's paying the bills. I feel guilty about that. Just, I don't know. It's just something with women that God wired us that way, you know? So I just, you know, I don't know.
I agree.
And
we always say, someday I'll go do that. Or I heard somebody on my live this morning say, I can't afford it this year. Maybe I can make it to Dallas next year. Well, guys, I'm probably not doing one in Dallas next year. So you can't count on coming to Dallas next year with me. I may do it somewhere completely off from here. And if you live close to Dallas, now is the time. Now is the time to say yes to yourself and yes to a couple of days of crafting with all of these amazing ladies. These are just 3 of like the 10 different guest speakers we have coming. So you're going to miss a lot if you say no now. Y'all have any final words?
I don't. I am about to have to hop out and go pick up my kiddo, but I can say that I'm super excited to be a part of this. Thank you for asking us. I think I'm going to learn my own self, so I'm excited about that. And I'm just excited about meeting everybody, but I do have to go run in there real quick. So thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Casey. Bye.
Bye.
Do y'all have any final things you want to say about it? I'm going to stick on for a couple minutes and answer any questions anybody has about the event after you guys take off, but I appreciate you.
I'm excited. And again, I feel very honored that I get to be a part of this. And I myself am excited to go and just watch all the other makers teach and, you know, learn what I can from them. And again, I just think that there is something about being in a room full of women who are excited and inspired by the same things that you're excited and inspired about. And, you know, just being creative just opens so many doors in the world for you. Had I not been creative as a little side hobby at home, you know, I wouldn't have started painting and fell in love with that. And, you know, now I own my own business and I can work from home, you know, and be with my family all the time. And if I didn't explore that or take that time out for myself, that never would have happened. So I just, again, it's just very important.
I agree. Somebody in the comments said if they can't afford it, they shouldn't be pushed to attend the event. I'm not pushing anybody who cannot truly afford it. What I'm trying to push here is for those of you who maybe are just holding yourself back to something that you can do. And for those of you who are just like on the cusp of being able to afford it, you could host one paint party in your home. You don't even have to be able to teach, just a crafting party. Get all the supplies together and say, hey guys, let's paint, and charge for each person to come and paint with you. And that has helped you raise a lot of money for a trip like this. So there are ways, and I even heard somebody on live this morning say, I'm having a garage sale just to raise the money to be able to come. So
Yep. Those are the things I was going to say, because I was thinking, whether you're a business owner or you just want to come for fun, either way would be amazing, because you're going to be so inspired to go back and make all these things. And I always think that Christmas always comes so quickly, and it's the perfect time to start thinking about these are some things I can make for Christmas gifts. So anyway,
yeah.
But thank you. I'm going to let you get on so you can talk to everybody.
Okay.
But thank you for having me. And Jennifer, I cannot wait to hug your neck.
Can't wait to see y'all. Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all. Okay, so one other thing that I was going to say was that we have an early bird bonus for those of you who purchase by April 30th. So there's actually 2 tiers to this bonus. The first tier is the first 50 ticket buyers, and that is closing quickly. You got to get in now if you want to be one of those first 50. The first 50 ticket buyers get early entrance into the ballroom. You'll get to find your seat, pick your seat first. They also get a special Painters Clubhouse t-shirt. They also get extra time in the photo booth with me and Jennifer, and all the ladies that are guest experts are going to be hanging around for some special time in the photo booth. And then you're also going to get a special gift sent to your hotel room. Now, if you're not one of the first 50, don't worry. We still have some early bird bonuses for you. It's called the early bird swag. So if you buy a ticket by April 30th, you also get all access to all of the recordings of the event. So let's say you took a hand lettering class with one of these ladies and you couldn't remember exactly the technique that they taught you. When you get home, you can watch that video again and do the project again at home, just to reinforce those techniques that you're learning. You also get extra goodies in your swag bag. You get an event t-shirt, a coupon to use in my vendor booth at the event, and some other great swag items that we're going to put in your bag. So that's all of our early bird swag that you get if you sign up or if you get your ticket by April 30th. So if you want to learn more about the event, go to the event, or go to the button that's up at the top of your screen. It's southernadornmentslive.com. But if you're watching from Christy, Casey, or Jennifer's pages, please use their links because it will give them credit for sending you over. They're on there. There's a video that kind of gives you an insight into what the last event looked like. There is a tab that says event itinerary. So if you want to know exactly what we're doing every day, that's on there. There's a tab that says, I believe, workshops. That is going to give you a sneak peek of all the workshops we're doing. So you've got 3 hand lettering workshops from these ladies, but there's a total of 12 workshops in all. So you'll get to see what all of those are. And then there's a ticket info page. That's going to tell you exactly what you get for your ticket price and where to purchase, and it'll have a place for you to purchase. Like I said, if you're not able to attend in person, you can get a virtual ticket and watch all of the recordings live. Brenda says, how much is the hotel? So we have a hotel room block in a hotel in Plano, Texas, and it is $125 a night. And so you can split that with up to 4 people if you want to, share the room costs and have like a slumber party. And yes, it's happening, Kathy, in Plano, Texas, which is just north of Dallas. And so I would love to meet you there. I know these ladies would as well. It's a great opportunity to meet some of these people that you've been learning from online for the last couple of years and actually learn in person. Like we said, there's so much more that can be gained from learning in person. All right. If you have more questions about this event, feel free to text me at this number and I will answer all of your questions there. Stephanie says, I want a hand letter so bad. I'm terrible. Well, this event would be ideal for you because you can learn from 3 different ladies, and in person, they'll be able to give you tips based on, what your needs are. Y'all have a great afternoon and I'll see you later. Bye, y'all.